Welcome to Hitman Boxing. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. So, Anthony Joshua knocks out Wladimir Klitschko in the 11th round. TKO. Not a knockout. TKO. They stopped the fight, right? Now, everybody wants to know what's next for AJ, right? He's got that WBA. He's got the IBF strap. Things are looking up for him, right? Everything's looking great. Life couldn't be any better, right? Just beat that old man down. Beat the hell out of him. Stopped him. But let's talk about some other things right now, okay? Like, who's next? It's not about who's left, it's who's next, all right? Now, let's get the mandatories out the way, right? IBF is going to make sure that you fight Kubrat Pulev next, right? Eddie Hearn said, nah, he don't want to do that. He might have to vacate. Okay, cool. He vacates the IBF strap. So, he got another mandatory that he's going to have to fight. And that's Luis Ortiz. And Luis Ortiz said he's not taking any step-aside money. He wants his title shot. Now, that fight, that's an easy fight to make, right? Eddie Hearn works with Al Heyman. Everyone knows that Luis Ortiz is working with Al Heyman now. He was working with Eddie Hearn, but Eddie Hearn had him fighting in little ass places where there was like 10 people living in the fucking town, right? Excuse me for cursing. No, fuck that. I curse when I want to. Fuck it. Now, Luis Ortiz versus AJ. That's an interesting matchup. But do we really get that fight next? I feel like we're not going to get that fight next, man. I feel like after a fight that tough, Eddie Hearn's going to find a way to give Anthony Joshua a lighter touch, right? Now, we've seen him overcome a lot of adversity the hell, can't talk. Adversity in this fight. He was knocked down in, what was that, the 6th round? He got knocked down in the 6th round. And he was gassed, man. He was completely gassed for the remainder of that round. But, you know, he took a few rounds off in a way, and then he exploded all over Klitschko, pause, and just pummeled him, right? Stopped him in the 11th round. Now, some things come to mind, though, man. I'm wondering, like, okay, so he was hurt in the 6th round. He was wobbly. He was done on his feet, man. He was tired. He spit his mouthpiece out on purpose. Let's not forget that. But realistically, if Deontay Wilder had him hurt like that, what do you think would have happened? I think Deontay Wilder stops Anthony Joshua if he gets him in that kind of trouble. Luis Ortiz stops Anthony Joshua. Well, he may, yeah, I don't know. You know what? I don't know about Luis Ortiz now, man. He's getting up there in age too, man. He about 46, man. Motherfuckers talk about he, what, 38? Nah, bro, you from Cuba. I know y'all be lying about y'all motherfucking ages all the time. Just like y'all be doing that shit in Little League. You be having grown-ass men playing Little League and shit, man. I know this. So we don't know how old Luis Ortiz is. He look like somebody auntie, though. I know that. But anyway, yeah, Deontay Wilder would have stopped AJ in that situation, in my opinion. Damn, it's crazy. You know, Wilder said, hey, we can make this fight happen at the end of the year. But you know what? That's a damn lie, because you got to fight Bermane Stiverne. You're going to need 3 months to take that fight. Then you say you want to get a unification bout with Joseph Parker. Joseph Parker fight next week. So, you know, the timelines just ain't adding up. The timelines are not adding up. You're not about to fight 3 times this year, Deontay Wilder. We know that shit ain't going down. So, man, I really doubt he drops the IBF belt, because Pulev would be an easier fight than Luis Ortiz, more than likely, in my opinion. So why not just fight him, since he's the IBF mandatory? And when it comes to the WBA, they're a little more lenient on, you know, they're more lenient on situations like this, man. But the IBF, they have to be in control of the situation and shit. So I don't know what's next for AJ, man. Y'all got to drop a comment. Y'all got to help me out with this, man. I don't know what's up for the boy, but I guess 2018 is when we could potentially get that Wilder AJ fight. But, I mean, he having AJ fight, you know, all the tougher opponents, like, He didn't want to fight your boy, Luis Ortiz. Luis Ortiz is the mandatory for that, I think, WBA title. So he's watching everybody, dude. And Wilder going to try to come in and just clean that shit up. You better be careful doing that, man. Because dudes just get more experience. We've seen what happens when he gets knocked down. He rallied back in beautiful fashion. I mean, and you know, that's not even to discredit Wladimir Klitschko, because Klitschko had an amazing fight as well, man. I haven't seen Wladimir Klitschko look that good in years. And he wasn't even holding AJ that much, man. That's the crazy part. I was just going to assume, I was under the impression that he was just going to jab, lean in, and hold the entire night. But now he switched it up. He looked good out there, man, for a 41-year-old. For a motherfucker that got to color his hair black when it's turning gray, he looked real good out there, man, for real. So, I don't know if Wladimir Klitschko talking about he want a rematch. But, I mean, man, see, AJ's going to be tied up for a while, man. If Klitschko doesn't retire, I'm sure he's going to exercise his rematch clause. AJ's about to be tied up for a minute, man. So there's really no telling when we'll get to see a unification bout with Wilder. And, I mean, you got Joseph Parker out there. Wilder needs to really focus on that and get that WBO belt. And, you know, they come in, you know, have that final unification. Wilder got the WBO, WBC, and that's if he beats Parker, which I think he will. And then he can unify with Joshua at IBO, IBF, and WBA belts. And then we can have one unified champion again. That's in the best case scenario. We don't know how this IBF shit's going to go down with Pulev. So, man, that's just going to suck if he got to vacate the belt. Because that's just going to be another dude with a belt just like off to the side and shit. You know what I'm saying? So, I wish these sanctioning bodies would just... I wish there weren't all these damn belts, man. There's too many belts in boxing, dude. There's way too many belts. We just need one champion at heavyweight. It'll make things a lot easier. And then get some real standings. Like, motherfuckers be having a mandatory, and they mandatory be a bum and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, they need to redo those fucking rankings. Like, I realize these organizations want their money, but it's bad for boxing to have all them belts, in my opinion. I mean, we've consolidated belts, but the WBA still got 2 belts in each weight class, right? Am I right? So it's what? The WBA champion, and then there's like another WBA belt. It's like a regular champion who's the #1 contender for the... I don't know, man. The super... I don't know, man. The WBA fucking sucks. Jesus, man. All this extra shit. Let's just have one champion at heavyweight and call it a day. And then he defends against... You know, a mandatory would mean something then if there's just one champion. So, hey, this shit's going a little over... You know, I'm sick of talking about this shit. So, drop a comment. Let me know what you think is next for Anthony Joshua, the young boy who just stopped the old head Wladimir Klitschko. Dropped his ass like 3 times in the 11th round. Motherfucker was bouncing off the fucking canvas like a fucking baseball, like a fucking tennis ball and shit. But hey, it is what it is. Hitman Boxing. Comment. I'm out.
You niggas steady ignoring greatness. A pallbearer what you need when I come undertake it. This hostile takeover by the chill hover. I got the blueprints, I really do this, so move on over. Stay in your lane, nigga, stay in your lane. You steady running at the guns, but fucking suck at the game. Ain't it a shame? It really is. My words evoke fear. I teach you lessons that'll have you breaking down in tears. Call me Joe Clark with a baseball bat. Chaining up the doors and spelling all these niggas from rap. Cause they kill your brain cells, son. How don't you see it? They steady brainwashing you and then repeating, but 'tis the season for chill wage. I bring about change, but not Obama, cause this nation I will never claim. I got my sights aimed at the top spot on the chop block.